Spaces X Spaces is growing, and so is the way to listen to our mini shows. Make sure you subscribe to the Spaces X Spaces Network. That's Spaces X Spaces Network on iTunes, Google, or Stitcher to make sure that you never miss an episode of your favorite show. Or you can subscribe to your favorite shows individually wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for supporting independent media.
Hey, okay.
Cooking with the sauce. So welcome back to Lulu and Pop. Podcasting on a Sunday, our regular day.
Feels much more natural.
It does. I think podcasting from the living room feels natural as well. The only thing that kind of sucks is that like everything is on the couch between us.
It's a tiny couch.
I think the proper definition is it's a love seat.
It is a love seat.
A seat of love. Speaking of love, this is the love episode.
Yes.
Damn. Segue. That shit was smooth.
That was
like
unintentional.
Yeah. Explain to the people what that means, because you just decided that, and I'm going with it because
I didn't just decide it.
You're my better half.
So, on Tuesday it's Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, I'm feeling extra lovey, yeah. And I decided that our episode should be love themed. I mean, not in the traditional sense where it's like corny love shit. But
what's corny love shit?
I feel like that would be boring. Just talking about relationships.
I know, but like, what is corny love shit? Like flowers on the first date?
Yeah, like the top 10 things you should do on a first date and things like that.
Let me see. Top 10 for a guy.
I like that you're just going with it, even though I was like, shit.
Can we do top 5?
Yeah, you can do top 5.
Top 5 things to do on your first date. 1, open doors.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you should do that for forever.
Hey, man. Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of your top 5, all right? And I'll handle mine. Open doors. Mm-hmm. 2, be charming. I think that has to be a thing. If she's into dry humor, you have to be that. You have to be that. You know what I mean? If she's not into humor, you have to be that. If you can't be that, then it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's super important. You know what I mean? Like your what did I say? Clever? No, I didn't say clever. I said charismatic. Mm-hmm. I didn't say that. I said charming.
Charming.
There we go.
I was like, I knew it was a C word.
Yeah. All right, number three. Cover the bill. I feel like that's a solid one that a lot of people aren't doing anymore.
I would say that's rare.
I know, but I think on the first one, I think covering the bill is a nice gesture. And you know what I mean? So I definitely think covering the bill. I have 2 more left. Number 5, I would say offer help to the house. Like walk her home, offer to drive her home, ride in the cab home or something.
Don't leave her on the corner waiting for the
right.
32.
Just don't dip out in front of the restaurant and be like, all right, hope you're safe, deuces, and then turn on the news to see if she made it. I definitely think if you're in walking distance, or at least a walk to the car, or like some type of assistance with walking, it shows that I'm a guy, I'm here for you, and ultimately, I just want to get you to where you lay your head at safely. I think that's like that message that it sends. And number 4, super important, read the body language. You know what I mean? Like, I think you should definitely be reading the body language. Just try to find out if she wants you to go for the kiss or if she wants you to politely get the fuck out of her face. Like knowing those cues and being able to accept it is...
Save a lot of embarrassment.
Yeah. And I think it would just be courteous. because then nothing will get awkward, you know? So, top 5 things I think a guy should do on the first date.
Did you say 4 or 5 though?
I said 5.
I thought you just said 4 though. You said
No, I said I'm at 3. I have 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't name them again, I don't think.
No, that's okay. We didn't write it down.
No, I didn't write it down. It was very off the top of the head.
Yeah.
And it was like what I was believing. I want to say charming, pay for bill.
Open doors.
Open doors, offer to walk home, read body language. 5.
Oh, yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to go with don't drink too much.
That's solid. That's 1.
It's a very solid one.
Yeah. Yeah. But before we have you ever been on a date where someone drank way too much?
Yes.
It's rough, right?
Yes.
Especially if the type of drunk that they turn into is not the type of drunk you like being around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I one time I was on a date and I was doing number 4, number 3, always pay the bill.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, get whatever you want. It's on me. And this girl proceeded to order in Seattle. It's like, I think it's called like AMFs. It's called Adios Motherfucker. And it's a drink. Ordered like 4 or 5 of them.
Jesus.
As I was driving her home, she was just like throwing up in between stops at the light.
So did you go on a second date?
No.
That would be
Nah.
game
And I
over.
felt kind of bad because when I got to her apartment, it took like 20 minutes to get her out of the car. But because I wasn't like trying to be aggressive with her, but I was like, yo, I'm like, we're at your spot. You need to get out. But I didn't like walk her up to the door and like, I didn't like let her inside of her house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just like, I was like, yo, I think she's like, where am I at? I'm like, you're home. And she was like, all right, cool. You know, and she got out and she like started going up, but it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of left. Like, part of me feels bad. But the other side of me was like, I didn't want to be in her house with her being drunk.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of scared. Like, what if she was like, you did something to me or something? Like, I kind of was like, me not turning off the car, me not getting out of the car was like a form of safety. Yeah. But at the same time, like, hopefully she made it up those steps and into that apartment. I feel like she did. We were really, really close. Like, if she didn't, it would have been like something super crazy happened. Because all you had to do was get out of the car, walk to the steps, walk up that first little hill of 3 steps, then go forward like 6-7 feet, and then up to whatever levels. I'm sure she's fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's
Never
fine.
followed up?
Nope. No, not with her. That's when I started learning my my self-worth and who I should be spending my time and money with. So number 1, don't drink too much.
Number 2, dress to impress.
Dress to impress. What does that mean? Elaborate.
Remember when we were out a couple weeks ago and we were watching that first date and that dude was dressed kind of like a dork, but not like a cool dork, like
he had on like Dockers and like his shirt and it was tucked in. Yeah.
He
probably thought that was his best business wear.
I know.
You sound so sad for him.
I felt really sad.
I feel like he might have smashed by now though.
I mean,
I think he looks like the type that would be persistent enough. He was on a date. He was in an expensive restaurant.
It's true.
And they shared a Uber. He did. He seemed like he was doing all the things in my top 5. So, I don't know if she'll be into him. Maybe she did that thing where she's like, I'm tired of dating bad guys. Let me give a good guy
she's into his money.
A shot. And it doesn't hurt that he has money. And hopefully it worked. Because worst case scenario, it didn't work. And then he's, on to the next one. And she's probably won't find someone as nice. The dorky dudes be kind of like putting in foundation a little bit. Very rarely have I seen any of like Snapped or anything like that where the dorky dudes be turning up. Very
I just
rarely.
think you should put some thought into what you wear. I'm not saying
Okay, yeah, true.
like both, male and female. Like the girl, please don't wear anything too. I feel like you shouldn't wear anything too provocative. Like no one needs to see your hoo-ha when you bend over.
Okay.
If that's the first impression,
Unless that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Because if he comes with like the shirt wide open and the chest hairs out,
looking like Fabio,
it's tucked in, he has like all the ripples on his jeans.
Yeah, I mean, then you're a match made. I had one. It just went out of my head. Do you ever do that? You're like,
yeah.
I have my next thing I'm gonna say
All the time.
Whew. Shit. Oh. Be funny.
Number 3, be funny.
But not offensive.
But not offensive, yo.
Don't say nothing too wild. Like, don't test the waters on the first date.
Yeah.
Seeing how far, you can joke with this person.
Yeah, I've definitely had situations like that where I was dating a chick, like on like dinner or something, and she just said like the wild offensive hot take.
Yeesh.
And I think she just kind of gets off on like seeing people squirm a little bit. Have you ever met people like that who say mad offensive things?
Oh yeah.
And I just was like,
that shit don't do it for me.
This isn't gonna work.
Like, what? This is your first impression?
This isn't gonna work.
Nah.
This isn't gonna work at all. Like it's not. It hasn't even been 3 hours yet. Like, like you really think you know me on that level? So yeah, that's a good one.
And I would say, I'm trying to figure out how to word this one.
Take a second.
Like, don't just talk about yourself, engage in conversation, because if you're the one talking the whole time and they learn everything about you, but you don't learn shit about them, that's boring as fuck.
Right. Yeah. I think that's true, too.
I feel like guy or girl, that's annoying as fuck if the girl just talks about herself for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and I know as a guy, whenever we're trying to get girls to talk, because it's something that we're like told to do, like you have to listen and things like that. So a lot of like a decent guy will try to listen and try to like really engage. But I think a lot of times there's like spectrums that we don't know about, and the conversations are attached to feelings. So you could easily steer this decent first date into her remembering her ex and going down that lane and how things didn't work out. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, damn. So you just kind of ruined this date because now she's all like upset and kind of nervous and wondering, what like her ex Billy was all about.
Yeah,
you don't and now you done kind of fucked yourself out of a situation.
Yep.
So you got to know when to interject with some, what I mean? You got to learn how to stir that crowd. You got to stir that conversation. Bring up the ex, maybe.
If they want to.
But then don't let it linger. Like maybe it's something like, oh, do you like the Flyers? Oh, my ex really like the Flyers.
Yeah.
The ex is brought up at that point. At that point, you got to steer that ship the other way. Like, oh, well, the Flyers didn't have that good of a season. But let's, get on something else. Or it was an exciting season. But what I really enjoy is helping kids make sandwiches on Thursdays for homeless people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just, like, swing it. You got to. So, yeah, I dig that. That was 4, so one more. What you got?
I'm going to go with yours. Make sure she gets home safe.
Okay.
I think that's a really good one.
Right.
Even if you just walk into her fucking car.
Yeah.
But especially in Philadelphia, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
When dudes just fucking are like deuces and go the other way, and you're like, well.
Yeah.
Let me meander
Philly
about.
could be kind of tough, especially if public. Like, if you can get on the same transportation, and then if you just have to go the other way or something, or hopefully it's like a stop or two before your stop, then that's solid. But, I mean, if you take the bus and she takes the train, like I wouldn't take the train all the way to her spot.
But like walk her to her the train.
Right. Unless she just was like, we get there and she's like, well, I have this really cool game. You should just come over and check it out. And then it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm going across town. And that's cool. You know what I mean? But it's like, I definitely wouldn't, especially if you didn't do number, was it number 5? You wasn't reading body language and you follow this chick all the way home.
She's like,
I think she would stop you beforehand though.
Yeah.
I think she would be like, it's good. It's good. You live in South Philly. I live in West Philly. Let's just call it a day at 15th Street. The paperclip is good to go. We're solid. Like we're good. We're good. We're good.
All right. So.
Yeah.
So, continuing on, we did actually have a date. I mean, it wasn't our first date.
No.
We had a date night last night.
We did.
Celebrating our Valentine's Day on a Saturday, because who wants to celebrate on a Tuesday?
Yeah, it almost got on a Sunday because I didn't think anyone would go out this weekend. Like, I didn't think they would celebrate Valentine's Day this weekend. I thought it would be next weekend. That's when I would naturally celebrate it. But you broke down the science behind how people choose when they're celebrating holidays. I just always thought it was the weekend after the holiday. And when jobs would do it beforehand, I would be like, that's just stupid. But whatever. So, yeah, we went to Arugula restaurant. Restaurant. It's spelled different. It's not spelled
fancy.
restaurant. It's like restaurant. And it was cool. It had dinner reservations. It was in Plymouth. Plymouth meeting.
BYOB.
BYOB. We went and got some... I cannot remember the name of that wine now. It was a red sweet wine that's supposed to be good for your health. I want to say like Dogish 4. Dogish 4?
Maybe.
Something like that. It's delicious.
Drank it like juice.
Drank it like juice. Drank a whole bottle while we were there because we're classy folks. A whole bottle of wine, half a bottle of Pellegrino.
Yeah, we fancy.
We was fucking it up. We had an appetizer of grilled squid with arugula
and tomato.
Which you destroyed those tomatoes.
Tomatoes were so good.
Yeah, and that squid tasted very much like chicken. It was super delicious.
Apparently, it's what they're known for. They're octopus. They said.
Yeah, they say people come here just for the octopus.
Yeah.
I got I don't know how to say it, but it was pretty much like
you had the capellini.
Yes.
The capellini Amalfi.
Yes. Okay. And it was pretty much like angel hair spaghetti with some type of like white wine sauce with tomatoes diced and huge chunks of fresh crab meat. Delicious.
And I had something similar, but instead I had still some leftovers in the fridge, which I kind of want now that we're talking about this food.
Yes.
It was basically the shrimp version of that.
Right.
Fucking delicious. I recommend the place if you like seafood.
I do too, but there were no black people there.
That was my biggest, when we left, I was I was a little tossed, but I was like, my complaint with this place is the lack of diversity.
No.
Like,
I was literally the only person that was not white.
Yeah. Like, I looked around both in entering and exiting, and I was like, nope.
There was not a Mexican. There is not an Asian. There was not an Indian. There was not a nothing but white people in that place.
There's some British people behind us.
They were annoying.
They were drunk.
That chick, she definitely did not listen to rule number 2.
Nope.
Because at one point, the one guy was like, calm down.
Yeah.
Your laughing is doing the most. You need to.
Yeah.
And white dudes be hella trill, too. They'll be like, you need to calm that shit down, Becky.
Yeah. Becky. Yeah. And it's always weird to me.
And it was also priced well.
Yeah.
If we were to put it on a scale of 1 to 5 on price, I would say it was 3.
Yeah, because it was like a little pricier, but you got a lot of food.
Even if you factor in the wine, I've paid more at Dave & Buster's.
True. DZ.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I know we've ate meals, we had drinks, and we got like game tokens and such. But I've definitely paid way more. I paid about $70.
Yeah.
And that was with a tip. Bringing your wine helps.
I never think about that until we get a bill and we're like, we've spent $45 on 4 drinks.
Yeah.
You know?
Mean, that's a good way to make some money. Because the drinks at restaurants are never going to get you drunk.
No, and generally the drinks are as much as the food.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, we should probably try to go to more BYOB places.
Yeah. I would love to open one with you.
Aw.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe Lulu and Pop's cafe or something, or bistro could be a thing in the future.
I fucks with it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. There we go. And then after that, we went and saw the movie.
Yeah.
John Wick 2.
I couldn't think of a more romantic movie to see for Valentine's Day, really.
Yo, tell about how we hella stunned in front of that other couple when we cut in front of them to get our popcorn and soda. Oh, damn. That shit was vicious, yo.
Yeah, they were angry.
They were livid. Those motherfuckers were angry.
First of all, let it be known we weren't cutting.
We were not.
We are Stubbs, AMC Stubbs members.
And let me tell you something. This is not a promotion. We don't get paid to say this at all. But if you go to the movies, I would say at least once or twice a month. No, at least once a month.
Yeah.
It is worth paying to
itself.
to get AMC Stubbs, because one of the perks is you could buy your tickets online, reserve your seat. That's lovely. But you don't get the convenience fee.
Yeah, which is $2.50.
Right. And I think the membership is what, $12 for the year?
$12 for the year.
$1 a month?
Yep.
Another thing you get to do is when you get to the movie theater and there's a long line for concessions, there's a really, really short line for the Stubbs, and you cut in front of motherfuckers.
Like, once you get in that line,
you're
next.
line, you are next. So if there's someone who's been waiting 15 minutes and they are the next one to go, and you first walk in the door and decide that you want to get your ass some pretzel bites with dip off of a whim, and you walk up to that shit, you are next. You are next. You are fucking G-stepping in front of that dude.
Also, you get free upgrades. So
you do get free upgrades.
Whatever size you get, you can get the size bigger.
You get something for your birthday, too, I think.
You get something for your birthday, and then you also, for every $50 you spend, you get $5.
Yeah. We've gotten a lot of free popcorn.
So it's like, I mean, we freaking the movies,
pretty regularly.
So, it pays for itself. It's already paid for itself, tenfold for us.
Tenfold.
But yeah, the cutting in front of people is just fucking amazing, because they're always like,
homegirl was behind us mad as fuck.
She was
like, that was rude. That was rude as fuck.
She was so loud, and I couldn't turn around and even say anything because I was smiling so wide. Just like,
I just was like, yo,
talking shit.
We're Stubbs. Like, I don't know what you want. So we got a large soda, small popcorn. I buttered that motherfucker up, buttered it up to the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a little bit of Coke, cherry Diet Coke mixed together with some Jack bottles, because we went to the BYOB earlier, and we just had a purse full of shooters.
I did have a purse full of shooters.
So we did that, and we were drinking while watching John Wick 2, which is a good movie.
Yeah.
If you like John Wick 1.
Yeah, don't go into that movie expecting anything but people getting shot up and beat up.
It was John Wick 1 with a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Because I think he killed at least, I would say, all of the players in the NFL Super Bowl.
His body count is just astronomical.
I would say at least 75 people.
Like,
he killed by himself.
Oh my God. What was your favorite kill?
The pencil kill.
Me too. That was mine.
Because they were telling about the story earlier. The pencil kill, and I want to say this dude died, but it wasn't shown for sure when he hit that guy with his car. But he was maneuvering the car like a person.
Yeah.
Like, that kill was, I believe that dude got killed because the way he flew.
Yeah.
If he lived, he is fucked up.
It didn't seem like John Wick, unless he intentionally want you
to live.
You died.
Because he would do this, he would do what I like to call the soft kill. Which is, he would fuck you up, and if you move this weapon, like, he would stab you with something. And if you moved it, you would die. So he was like, you can either live here, or you can try to kill me and die. Either way, I'm walking away right now.
Cool as shit.
Cool as shit. And all the acting was horrible, but it was brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was brilliantly acted horribly.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne laughed all the way from the roof down to the cellar.
And his, Jedi meets homeless man get up.
But then he took that shit politely off and put on, the Hugh Hefner.
The silk robe.
The purple Hugh Hefner silk. It wasn't thick. It was mad thin. It was almost like a Komodo.
Yeah.
It was just longer. And he was like, get this man a gun.
Oh, yeah. So if you like the first one, you're going to like this one.
I would see it again.
Yeah, me too.
Easily.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Definitely a man about his love for vengeance. Because this is the
dude,
episode of love.
The dude definitely fucked. The dude definitely went hard in the paint to fuck with him, though.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone in the movie, in the plot of it, people were like, dude, you went, like, why'd you do that?
I couldn't wait for him to die.
Everybody was like, why'd you do that? Like, why'd you do that? I was like, your plan was fucking stupid, my dude. Like, why would you mess with the boogeyman?
Like, because like compared to the first movie where like the kid didn't know he killed John Wick's puppy and stole his dog.
Right.
This dude went in knowing, you know?
Yeah.
So it made it.
And he did it himself too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Speaking of doing it to themselves, getting into today's topics. Man fears he may never find love after getting embarrassing eyelid tattoo on boozy. What is that?
Benidorm stag.
What the hell is Benidorm?
I believe it's a place. Because this is. He went on. It was basically he went on a bachelor like party weekend.
Right.
And they were. I think they're. What are they? Irish.
Yeah, they're Irish.
They were basically drinking all weekend, and at some point he got super trashed and disappeared and came back with his eyelids tattooed. Right.
And he got him tattooed what a booty?
Yeah.
What a booty?
Yeah.
Which in Ireland is like a casual greeting, meaning how are you? This motherfucker has how are you across his eyelids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Benidorm is the party capital of the Costa Blanca coastline.
Damn, my dude. So he feels like he's afraid he's never going to get another date again.
And he's a father.
Already?
Yeah, he's got a kid, like a school-age kid, like a 6-year-old, I want to say.
Oh, wow. So when he goes to pick him up, he has to... Why does he just wear makeup?
I mean, that's what he's going to have to do.
I would just wear eyeshadow. Do you think... Could you get flesh-colored tattoos? Like, could they go over your tattoo with, like...
Well, I mean, I think no. I think you just have to get laser removal.
Yo, laser on your eyes? Holy shit.
But that is like not even his eyelids. That's like below the eyebrow. That's like...
Yo, shout out to the fucking scumbag tattoo artist.
Well, no, even funnier is the place he went to was like, that'll be $60. And he was like, I only got 22. So they took the 22 and did it.
Yo, shout out to these scumbags that ruined this dude's life for $22. $22 is like the price of like a t-shirt without shipping.
Yeah.
$22 will get you 2 value meals.
$3 more and you get your free shipping from Amazon.
Oh wow. $22. Get the hell out of here. That's like a full tank of gas.
Yeah. And now he's it's funny though. So it also goes on to say that he has some other random tattoos. And the way they word this, I think, is just funny. They're like, he also has a finger sleeve. So I'm assuming that means his little finger. He's like, yeah, I got a sleeve. And you're like, where? I don't see it. And they're like, he shows his finger. And I'm like, that's a stretch.
So he's just a fuck up from
he makes bad life choices. Yes. But I guess this is the first one that's super visual. And he was shit-faced.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's someone for everyone. Maybe he'll meet some lady that has made a similar life.
I think he's going to get really good at applying mascara and eyeshadow. And I think he's going to get laser surgery in like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is not cheap.
All right. So, speaking of finding love, I did find a local love story to include. So, apparently, Septa is holding this competition right now. Basically, where it wants to you to share your story if you found love on Septa. So if you you're gonna be able to submit your story, and if you win like a monthly trans pass, just one, and
for 1 month.
Yeah, it's $100. I mean, and $100 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. But what stuck out to me with this was that anyone that's not in Philadelphia might not understand
How horrible Septa is.
or what the prospect of finding love on Septa is.
I think if you found love on Septa, you probably found love before you got on Septa. I think you will probably have to been like gone to the same stop every once in a while, or if you're on Septa, maybe you're in the same area and you've seen that person out and about. There probably is a handful of people who sat next to someone on a bus or something and kind of was like, "Oh wow, you're reading Edgar Allan Poe, so am I, nevermore." But I believe there's way more cases of them liking the girl from Urban Outfitters and then finds out that like, oh shit, she rides the same bus as me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I would go to school in Center City, I would always see people that I went to school with on the train and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we were coming from different areas, but we were all going to the same spot, so it wasn't super uncommon. But if I had to choose between the L, the sub, the trolley, or the bus, which one I think will be more likely to find love, I would say the L, hands down.
Well, I mean, you're not counting regional rail.
The regional rail.
Yeah.
Regional rail. That doesn't really. I guess that counts.
The least likely place to smell of vomit would be the regional rail.
Yeah, but the regional rail goes to Jersey and shit too.
It goes all over the place. Trenton.
Yeah, I don't know.
Warminster.
I think the regional rail is too because that's definitely not just Philly.
Yeah.
Like the L, the sub, and that's all straight Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the regional rail is kind of like it's like an interstate. So out of those four, I'm going with the L because the L doesn't usually stink. Doesn't usually.
I guess we've all seen things. I think like everyone that's ridden Septa at some point has seen something that they'll never forget.
This is true, but I've definitely think I've smelled worse things in a trolley and on a bus. Ugh. And I know the sub, I've seen more vomit on the sub than anything else.
The Broad Street line.
Yeah, the Broad Street. So I'm going to say the L would probably be the most likely place you could find. You would like meet someone, get off at the same stop, and keep kicking it. That's what I think the worst place, the place where it probably never happens that much, the bus.
Oh, yeah, the buses.
The night owl alone is the grossest thing.
Scariest thing.
I mean, you don't know if you're going to get barfed on or like violated.
Yeah, I would say mugged.
Or mugged. I guess I'll never really fear muggings, but I can understand.
I just remember when I lived with Greg and we used to take the night owl and just like, just clinging to each other, just like, let us just make it home. Let us make it home safe.
Because the thing that sucks about the night owl is it was the only way to get home after a certain point.
Yeah, because
sometimes I would just be like, fuck it, I'm out for the night.
I think now the L might run all night in the summer or later?
I think only in the summer.
Only in the summer? I know it runs later than it used to.
Yeah. I think that's seasonally.
Okay.
But if you're like kicking it, I mean, at this point, just get an Uber.
Uber, yeah, but Uber is more, I mean, now Uber is a thing.
Uber's actually mad pricey that late at night, though.
Yeah, that's true. But Uber wasn't an option for us when we were like, when I was in my super kicking it stage, staying out late. That wasn't a thing. It was either a cab, which taxi cabs were not ideal, or the night owl, or walk.
Yeah, that's awful. I've written the night owl like 3 times, maybe 4.
I wrote it quite. I mean, I was usually super trashed by the time I was like, yeah, this seems like a good idea.
Right.
Let's get on this bus.
You just didn't care about your life no more.
I think I was too drunk to realize that. But it was one of those things that you sobered up as soon as you got on it. You're just
it killed your buzz.
Yes.
It was a buzz killer immediately. Yeah, nothing's like a shot of adrenaline to take the edge off.
Plus, it would always be like a bunch of like crackheads, but then there would always be that one woman with a baby or like a toddler, and you just get super sad. It would just be so much.
And there was a fair amount of just drunk broing.
Oh, yeah, and like the university.
And
like,
you never knew where the vomit was going to come from. You never knew if it was going to be, a drug addict crazy person or,
a bro.
Biff, the member of the lacrosse team. You just never knew where the barf was going to be flying from.
Always knew it wouldn't be, there would be no match made. Nothing. No. So I'm intrigued to see how many stories. There'll probably get people that make shit
There's
up.
There's definitely some, I would say. And I feel like a bunch of them end with us getting off of the train at the same stop. Like, oh, shit. Let's walk around.
Yeah.
Or them just being like, I've seen this girl. We catch the train every day type of thing. Like, I definitely don't think it was, I was on 60th and I was going down to Center City and I saw this girl at 30th. And I was like, yo, what's up? Maybe for younger people.
That's true.
Because younger people have lower standards on how they would accept things to happen to them in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you get older, you start caring about stuff like, I'm not going to lay here in this vomit shirt. Like I'm not going to make out with you after I just threw up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those type of things. Like that girl is passed out. I should be responsible. Not like young people where they're just like, blah, 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 blah. They haven't learned how to be 100% people just yet. That's how things like the knockout game and like, what's that other one? The one that was really bad in Philly, like in the 2010, 2011 flash mobs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just young people just being like,
bored
fuck it.
People.
Yeah, it wasn't like people with flash mobbing was like 35 and 40 being like, let's go flash mob.
Because that was in front. Wasn't that Wendy's that shut down?
That Wendy's that was a really bad one.
That was a bank.
They drugged that dude out of his car.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, but something else, I think once you like the older you get, the more like I think that Tupac thing said it best. It's like you just like be like, yo, like I gotta chill. When you're young though, I don't know. Like I was even thinking about some of the decisions. Like I was talking to my dad about stuff, and he's like, oh, you remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? And I went back and I thought of how I was thinking, and at that time, it didn't seem like that bad of an idea.
Yeah.
It never really does. It just seems like a okay idea. Like I can think back about all the times that I've narrowly escaped like changing my life drastically. And every time I never once thought like, I definitely should not be doing this. You know what I mean? I remember one time, this is so crazy. I remember one time me and some friends were going to like rob a convenience store.
Jesus Christ.
I know. And like we're sitting there and like they're planning it. And I'm like this, just like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, we can get a couple hundred, huh? And it's like, I don't rob things. But like I'm just sitting here with them and I'm listening to them and they're talking and it's like cool. That, and it's like that hide mind, like that hide brain where a bunch of people, like if one person agrees and another person agrees, and then it's like it starts becoming like that symbiotic thing where like the whole room, they went from going to the Chinese store to get food to possibly like robbing like a bodega. And I remember we were like actually walking toward it, and I was like all right.
So how did you not like? When did this stop? Someone like, nah, bro.
It was kind of like one of those things where something happened first. Like I think there was a curfew and we weren't allowed out, and we saw the cops, so we were kind of like dodging a little bit. And then that happened first. And then I think that gave me enough courage at that time to be like, yo, like this is definitely not a good idea any longer, because there's obviously cops out here looking for people who's breaking curfew, and y'all are trying to rob some joint that's breaking curfew. And I was like, yo, I'm good. And then with me being like, I'm good, another dude was like, yo, I'm good too. Okay. And then it was like the other dudes was like, well, we still going to go do it. And we was like, all right, cool. We'll just meet y'all back at the house. You know what I mean? But if it's one of those things where I'm pretty sure if like the cop, if we didn't see that cop, if we would have just made a smooth direction to where we were going, I probably would have just got sucked into it, just because it didn't seem like that bad of an idea at the time. And I was also not really much of an individual, because I was kind of just like, well, my friends are doing it. I want to be cool. I want to be down. I want to be chilling. Not only just fitting in, but no one else is trying to say that it's a bad idea. Like everyone else is like, this is a good idea. And I think once one person can be like, yo, this is not a good idea, y'all is crazy for that. You know what I mean? And I think that's something you learn when you get older. Because now, if that shit was to happen, if I was anywhere and it was like, yeah, we think about robbing the store, I'd be like, yo, y'all motherfuckers is wildin'.
Yeah.
I'm talking to y'all later.
Yeah,
and
I
that
don't even
means
wanna hear
I ain't talking to y'all
that.
at all.
I have nothing to do with this conversation.
I am good. Like, if I was out somewhere and they said that, I would be like, all right, bet. I'll holler at y'all later. And then I would never holler at them
Walk out
again.
of their lives.
Yeah. But that, like, thinking as a young person, that was not what I was thinking about. I was thinking, like, well, these are my homies. They all think it's kind of good. They must know something if it's their idea. Like, they know people. And, it might be kind of cool. It might be kind of fun. It's like a movie. And then it's like all this possibility of it being pleasant. Whereas an adult, you're just like, yo, we're going to fucking die in jail. Like, we're going to get stuck in the system. It's going to be awful. I'm just going to be living a life that never should have been.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I got lucky. Like, imagine there's kids out there
so many kids that didn't get lucky.
who didn't get lucky, and things went smooth into that direction where, who knows, like, maybe someone got shot, and then you're just like, yo, like, I was just hanging out. You know what I mean? So, if you're young and you're listening to this, be yourself.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Don't follow your dumb friends.
Yeah. Like,
your friends are dumb.
Know. Yeah, because like it was funny because I was talking like whenever I was talking to my dad and he was telling me about old stuff and I started remembering other stuff, and I was like, man, the thinking of a 16-year-old is drastically different than like a 30-year-old. Mm-hmm. Just the way that you process information is drastically different.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, sorry to get off on that super duper tangent.
I know.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all right.
Yeah, but back on to the topic of love, there's a little bit of love. I'm going to turn up my headphones right quick. I feel like I can't. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So getting back onto the subject of love, this may or may not be true, but Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose were reportedly back together. Let's see. They were at... it was like a pre-Grammy party, I want to say.
Being hella kissy. Yeah,
they were being all types of kissy face. Where were they at? It just says Saturday night. Oh, whoa, okay. So they said that the couple hit up multiple parties on a Saturday night. So they just didn't go to one place. They went to several places.
They showed face.
Yeah, and they were like walking in public. They were holding hands. They were like waving at motherfuckers. And they were kissing.
Damn.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, wasn't she just with someone else?
Yeah, she just left that person days before this picture was taken.
Damn.
But... have you, mine is pink. How many people do you know who married the person that they divorced and it works out the second time? Like, I've heard of it happening, but it's like rare.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone besides Pink.
I think I actually had a friend whose parents did that. But I think that it was like a major gap. Like, they started when they were crazy young, like 18 or 19 or 20. And then they got divorced and they got back together in their 30s. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, like, if this is true and Wiz is getting back with Amber, like, good for them. Because they got that cute little kid, Sebastian. I think that's his name. I might be wrong.
It's funny because her breakup with the last dude was just published like 2 days ago.
Yeah, like I said, it was days.
Literally.
It was days prior. And she's been, since her and Wiz broke up, I feel like it has really helped her grow as like a woman in some ways, because I've started seeing her in places where she wasn't just a side piece. Mm-hmm. But even though she's kind of made this, like, she's taken that, would it be considered far right wing of feminism? Where she's like this whole slut walk and such.
I don't think right would be the word to use.
Would it be left then?
Yeah, it would be more left.
Okay. Right would be...
more conservative.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Oh, alt-right. Got it. Yes. So she was far left, and she definitely has that whole, like, the slut walks, and she has a couple shows. She has her brand, that Mova brand. Like, she did a lot of stuff like since she's been gone with Wiz, and I think it probably helped her grow a little bit. I mean, Wiz has been doing the most, and so if they get back together, that'd be great, because I feel like that kid would. I think it's always best to have both parents in the house if you can, with love.
Yes, exactly.
With love. If they're both back in that house and they're fucking miserable, that's probably even worse.
Yeah.
They're just like one sleeps in the basement and one sleeps in like the third room or something. Like it's probably like way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's real and they can work it out.
I wonder how many couples that do like the breakup to makeup, but it's like marriage to divorce to marriage again. Do you think they get divorced a second time?
Yo, I feel like at that point I'd be like, we're just gonna not get divorced and just live separate lives.
Yo,
that's what my
grandparents did. I always thought that was mad beautiful. Like, they never took on another, like, they could see other people, but at the end of the day, my mom and papa was always going to be, like, legally that couple. Like, there would never be another one, you know? And I thought that was kind of cool because they wasn't getting divorces back in the day. And maybe that's why, like, the divorce rate was so much lower back then, because people did more things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Where they would just be like, fuck it.
We stay together. We stay in separate beds.
No, they lived in separate houses.
I mean, I'm just saying in general, that was way more common.
Right. The roommate relationship. That sounds awful.
It does.
Let's not end love show on that note.
Yeah. How do you want to end it?
I don't know. Something better and joyful. Let me think. Or maybe something funny. You have any funny dates? Any funny date stories?
There was this time I got stood up. And it's not really funny. It's just a nice story.
Okay.
This nice young gentleman came.
Right.
And took me out. I think it was dumb late. It was like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, probably.
Probably?
Yeah.
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 Came across town. Took me to local 44.
Came all the way from Center City back to West Philly.
Yep. Pulled out his little Spider-Man change purse.
Very secure. Still got it to this day.
We got carded.
It was a good wallet. It's not a change purse. It was a Spider-Man wallet that had a zipper. But the credit cards fit snug in the wallet.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good time. You know, we got drinks.
Right.
And then it rained and we got pizza.
It did.
And I tried to keep him warm. I believe I had my pink umbrella.
You tried to keep me dry.
To keep you dry.
Right.
With my little tiny umbrella.
Yes. And I tried to walk under it, but I'm way taller than you. But I was holding pizza.
Yeah. And that's when I mean, that was really early on that I learned that you hated hot things. Hot food.
Yeah, that's when I was definitely like, I probably lost her.
We ordered this pizza, and I was so hungry and so ready to eat.
Yeah.
And you were like, I got carried around for a while. I can't eat hot things. I was like, huh.
Did you think that was super weird? Like, that didn't bother you at all?
Just was like, I mean, it wasn't like, I'm trying to think of something.
If I had to turn my back on you while I ate.
You're like, I can't have people watch me eat. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. How'd that story end? How did that that date end?
I think it ended well.
Yeah?
I think yeah.
How did it end?
What do you mean?
Oh, you're on the spot. What happened?
Did you end up on my couch?
I did sleep on your couch. Because I'm a fucking gentleman. And I'm a classy young guy.
You are.
Yeah, I slept on the couch.
I think you were gone before I woke up.
I did.
You dipped out. Because I think you...
Because I was a morning person.
You folded that blanket.
Yes.
On the couch. I went down. I was like, guess I'll see him again sometime. Yeah,
well, I mean, I was up at like 8. We just couldn't hang out down there till like 10. That was weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I was out. But yeah, I was a classy dude and I slept on the couch. I didn't take advantage of you while you were drunking and in a pizza coma. So kudos to me for being a person.
For being a human being, not a scumbag.
That's sad that I can shout myself out on just being
Not a scumbag.
a person. And people are like, damn, he's an actual
He's
good
a good
one.
guy. Yeah.
He's not bad. He actually treats her like she's part of humanity. Wow, that's something else. Yeah, that was a pretty good date. Still not technically our first date, but it was a good date. You always forget our first date because you don't consider it a date.
We got drinks after work.
Yeah, and like fries, I think.
Okay.
And I covered the bill.
Oh.
And I offered you some type of like walk to something. I think we
both
rode the train together.
Yeah, we rode the L together.
And you got off on 40th, and I got off like a little bit further up.
Yeah, and you were living way farther up.
Yeah, so it was a date. It was a drinks date.
Okay.
It was our first date.
Okay.
It wasn't as nice. The other first date was a little bit better because it sounds like more romantical.
It was super romantical.
Yeah, romantic and shit. Yeah, but our first official date was actually mad, like just chill. And we went to Baby Blues. Where I later got really messed up with a bartender.
We all got really messed up at Baby Blues at one point. If you worked at that Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh man, he got my number and everything. Like it was bad. I haven't gone back since.
Free drinks sounds great. I mean, among other things, but just for example, like free drinks sounds cool until you end up super wasted because you didn't pay for any of your drinks.
I will say free drinks sound good until you get drunk and agree to buy an 8-ball of like cocaine or something.
Yeah. True.
And then that's when you're just like, I've gone too far. like we've gone too far. Like it's gone too far. We have to end this relationship now. We've crossed lines that we can no longer go back from.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if your best friend tried to kiss you, guy or girl.
Yeah.
It's like kind of done.
Yep. Never the same.
Would it be kind of done?
It would. I mean, it would not be the same.
Yo, is that a good question of the week question?
Yeah. What's up?
We need to find the remote. Oh, good job. Hit the bottom button, like the input. Yes. Okay, great. So, question of the week. Has your best friend ever tried to kiss you?
Or have you ever tried to kiss your best friend?
Or have you ever tried to kiss your best friend? And what happened to that relationship? So have you ever tried to kiss your best friend? Or has your best friend ever tried to kiss you? And what happened to that relationship afterwards? That's a solid question of the week. You know?
Yeah.
What about you? Have you ever had a best friend try to kiss you? Or have you ever tried to kiss a best friend?
No, I've had friends that have tried to kiss me, not best friends.
Right.
But then after that, I usually was like, need to take some steps back. Clearly, they're not understanding.
They're not understanding the boundaries of the relationship.
Yep.
Yeah. I've had it happen on both ends. Not best friends, but like close friends. I've had close friends who were female who tried to kiss me. But generally, I just let them kiss me. You know what I mean? Like, because it was never just like it was never like a fight off me type thing. But it never ended well because, you know, I think once you involve like that form of physical contact into the relationship and it's not like reciprocal, I think it's definitely tough. Like it stays the same. Like you're never going to go back to being, you know, besties. There will always be that element.
Yeah. It's always a little more awkward.
Right. There's the element of rejection.
Yep.
And like both sides of that rejection, like you rejected someone and you have to be around them, and someone rejected you and you have to be around them. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And, you know, trying to kiss the best friend's also super shitty. because sometimes you just read those signs all wrong. You just are like, damn, I was not reading those signs good at all. My shit was hooked on phonics.
Yeah. Well, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and hopefully you love another day. Is this the good way to end it?
Yeah, I feel like
That was better?
Yeah, this is happier.
Yay, we did it. We did it. So that wraps us up for this week's episode of Lulu and Pop, the love episode.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop. Make sure you tune into the SXS Podcast Network to catch all of the shows from SSX Podcasting. We have the Midnight Marauders, the Roundtable, the Problematic Life and Times, and some other ones. So they're good. It's good podcasting. Solid podcasting. So I would recommend you check that out. Hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/Lulu and Pop, and our Instagram, which is
Lulu and Pop.
Yes. And yes. So until next week, Lauren, say goodbye.
Goodbye.